Chris Duffin here. I'm sitting down with Jeremy Hoornstra, the bench legend. If you're not aware who Jeremy is, you might want to find out from under the rock that you're under. But he's one of the best bench pressers, and he does it all in the 242 pound class, which is incredible. What are some of your best of this?
You said with 242, I've hit 661. I've hit 675, but I was 244 just because I make weight. I figured I'd go ahead and try to get that weight class for myself, so I got that.
Nice, very nice. That's raw too. So we're not talking wearing a bench shirt or anything like that. T-shirt. So speaking of shirt, I was wondering how much it would cost for you to take off your shirt and do some flexes for us.
Yeah, no.
Inside joke.
There's been an offer.
But honestly, I wanted to sit down and do this, and for very selfish reasons. I'm not the best bencher. It's my weakest lift, and I was hoping that you could talk a little bit about maybe your training, kind of your approach to benching, some of the things that you do in a typical week. What would a typical week look like for you?
Well, I've been working with Josh Bryant. He's got basically there's a 4-day split, and it's real heavy volume, heavy weight chest. The third day is a little bit lighter, but it's more focused on triceps and speed bench. So we're working on like the speed and the explosion off the chest. So a lot of dead presses, a lot of like speed reps, just like shooting for like 3 reps with less than 2 seconds, with 30-second reps, just 8 sets, just as fast as I can, just explosion. On the heavy day, I try to always pause. I'm going to start always doing the start command now, just because I'm not really used to that. But just basic practicing like and working on breaking it down, working on the speed and the explosion of the chest. I try to get my hand grip that's normally closer than everyone usually does it. I'm like a thumb length from the inner normal line, but I try to get to where when I go down, I'm right at 90 degrees, and that gives me like the most power off the chest. And then just focus a ton on volume with triceps, so the lockout tends to be the strongest usually. The heavy weighted dips and all that kind of stuff.
Excellent. I see a lot of similarities there. I've had the chance to spend a little bit of time with Eric's photo and Ryan Kennelly this last year, and so I'm always looking for like similarities, not what you guys do differently, but what you guys do the same.
Right.
They both do speed benching, kind of similar to what you're doing. They both happen to have massive arms, like you do. Do a lot of accessory work on the triceps, a lot of high volume. So on those items, so a lot of similarities there. So.
Yeah. One thing I started doing a lot lately was pause weighted dips. Just, I have like 7 plates, but see if I can just pause like at the top of a solid second. That, and then just get like a band and tie it up and just sets up like 100 press lines. I mean, at 50, you feel like you're gonna like catch on fire, but just try to finish the set and just the volume just pushes through.
Can you give a little bit of background, like how long you've been in this sport? A little bit about your competition background.
Yeah, I started on swim team. I don't think I would swim very well right now, but I was a butterfly.
They don't have a sinking team.
No, they don't. But,
I'd be on that one too.
I'd need oxygen after like one lap. But so I had the shoulder development, but I got into bodybuilding, and so I was real focused on just like balance because everything is like symmetrical and everything. So when I was at FSU, I kind of was just working out and training for a bodybuilding show, and there was a few guys that competed in powerlifting, and that was in 2006, I think. And they said like, hey, for your weight class, you just doubled the world record. And I didn't really want to look like the typical powerlifter that I had seen with the hot dogs in the back of the neck and stuff. But I wanted the more bodybuilding look, so I just tried to keep like the balance and like make sure that I was pushing when I was pulling and trying to keep just very symmetrical. And luckily that ended up helping me not hurt, but also just the longevity of it. But ever since then, I've just been going as heavy and hard as I could. So good transition.
Excellent. I just want to ask that because I think a lot of people get into the sport and they see fast gains. They want to get there in 2 or 3 years and be like at that level. And it takes a little bit longer.
It takes a long time.
Yeah.
The turtle always wins.
Yeah.
So if you try, I mean, you can build the muscles up. They're going to get stronger. But if everything's not balanced, if your tendons aren't as strong and your joints aren't just healthy, healthy and you're just not completely balanced and your rear delt's just as proportional as your front, you're gonna get hurt. You're gonna be the guy that says, I used to bench so much and then it hurt my shoulder.
That guy.
Everybody knows him.
How many sisters, cousins, uncles, friends can bench more than you?
Everybody at Walmart, and they all know somebody that can bench 50 pounds more than me. So
you should find out their secrets.
I should.
So do you have, like, when you're stepping up to the platform or in the gym getting ready for that big lift, like a series of cues or things that you think through, that mental checklist or anything like that?
It's mainly mental for me. I tend to hold it all in, and I just tell myself like, this is what I do, and I know I can get it. I've gotten it before, and just do the work. Like I'm already ready. So where I get to the meet, like all the training's done. You've done it. This is just like the recital, the performance that you're actually just putting on. And if you've done the work and done the training, nutrition's right, and sleep and everything, then everything's just gonna fall in place. So I'm a very mild, like attitude-wise bencher. I just sit down and I just kind of like stare at the floor and just tell myself like, you got it, just do what you do. And I just sit back and I don't hit my forehead on the plates and scream and throw chalk in the air, and it's just not my style. But
Well, I really appreciate the lack of ego. Like you can tell, like you at GPA and you're not like this. Big, your head's not big. I said some great things about you up front, but it was, you're not the guy walking around, with that in your head.
There's always somebody better and stronger.
Very, very approachable and very down there. So
thank you. I try.
So, why do you handle setbacks? I mean, I bring it up because yesterday didn't go as planned.
Exactly.
And just tell me, like that instance or other instances where things haven't gone the way that you wanted.
Right.
What you do?
It's part of it. I mean, you can't be the best at or be your best all the time. I think the hardest part is just accepting it and just using that to fuel like the next drive. And it's like I said before, the longevity of it is just the turtle always knows. You just constantly, if it's one step back, make sure it's 2 steps forward, and just keep, even through injuries, just make sure that you're doing what you can to get better, and just stick to the plan, and everything will fall in place.
Have you had any major injuries over the course of your career?
Major. I mean, obviously, like strain here and there, but I'm real big on listening to your body. If it says stop, then stop. It knows you better than you. So, I mean, there's always like pushing through and whatever. But if something's hurting, like it's hurting for a reason. So as much as it sucks to drive, I have to drive like an hour and a half every day to work out. And as much as it sucks to warm up and get injured and have to drive back having done no workout almost, so, I mean, it's better to skip that workout than to skip 3 weeks because you pushed through a strain and made it worse. But I just try to listen to my body and just do what it says and go from there.
I think that's a really important lesson. That's something I preach all the time. I'm not a big proponent of the old school, method of just optimal push through pain, and it just becomes cumulative. I mean, I'm all about pushing your limits. You need to do it
Smart,
responsibly.
Right.
Well, how do you do that? How can I go all out but do it perfect?
Right.
And to me, I call it the balance of extremes. It's like
say the same word.
It's exactly, yes. I'm asking you to do both.
Right.
Put your absolute best into it. Push yourself limits, but don't do it wrong.
Right. That's all it is. Obviously the technique has a lot to do with it. If you're off the technique, you're gonna get hurt. But yes, push hard. If something's wrong, then it's push hard within reason. So
yeah. Speaking of technique, is there any set of cues or approach to your bench that you use in either teaching people or thinking through in a process before you lift?
Yeah, I'm real big on the explosion off your chest because everybody's gonna have a stick point. If you hit that fast, you're just that more likely to go through it. Whatever your stick point is, if you just focus on that and work on that, then it's going to change. And it will become a new strong point to where it's like your weakness is something else. But I'm real big on just trying to use the most muscle groups you can. So getting that like wide lat base and the good transition from like the chest to the delts and the tries, everything just real smooth. Just whatever your week like, just blast it and kill it and make it your strong point.
Excellent. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, can you tell me in general, just how was the experience at the Boss of Bosses meet? Give feedback on that.
Yeah, it was very well run. There was a lot of things going on, and it seemed like there was somebody that was designated for every single thing that had to happen. Everything, it seemed like everything was just falling into place basically. From the very beginning to weigh in, like there was so many things. Like they handed us tickets, like and they're calling people up like the ticket number to make sure that everybody was like in line, and like so you don't have to sit in line. But there was one person weighing, one person checking equipment, one person checking the heights. It was very organized. The atmosphere here is insane. Everybody that's here loves the sport, loves everybody that does it. So it's kind of hard not to get amped up and excited about being here.
Yeah, there was a great level of lifters, but also a great level of fans here.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the crowd was really involved. Good show all weekend.
There was many people that said they flew here just to watch me lift, which that was humbling to say the least.
Very cool.
And I appreciated it. And I'm just glad that people enjoy the same passion of the sport that I do.
Yeah, that feels good. Yeah. We had a lot of fans drop through the booth this weekend as well. So I was glad, even though I wasn't lifting, to be able to be part of what was going on. It was a great experience. So, got any last words before we wrap up our interview?
Head. I think the last thing is to be a powerlifter. You don't have to be a big, out of weight, eat everything you can kind of guy. Nutrition is 99% of it. Race car,
That's some good stuff. I think there's a lot of people starting to get a different
I think so. It's
perception of powerlifting.
Yeah,
it definitely is.
Yeah, I think the leaner bodybuilding look with the strength of the powerlifter is kind of the new end.
Yep.
And it's important.
I mean, you definitely embody that yourself. So.
Well, Ed Canola was actually talking about that at a press conference. He was saying, like, you can only change so much of, like, a bench press or a squat. I mean, you're standing up, you squat down, you stand up. The main thing that's really transitioned is just the nutrition aspect of it, because the exercises are going to stay the same. The old school methods are the best. You can alter it and have, like, the bands and the chains and stuff, but the main change is the nutritional approach that people are taking with it. So, I mean, it just makes them stronger.
All right. Well, I really want to thank you for sitting down with me, and wish you continued success. You're definitely an idol of mine, and look up to what you're doing, and appreciate you some more. So,
well, thank you,
Jeremy. Signing out.
If you'd like to support the production of further content and maximize your athletic performance, check out kabukistrength.net. Our goal is to provide you with the tools and the methods to maximize your performance. There's constantly adding new products to our site, so please check it out. All that's left is for you to bring the attitude.